Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the one, the only Alcor Star Child, and yeah, I got my flag in today, and I do claim this flag as mine, and you can see why, because it's what has the Big Dipper on it, So, and the Big Dipper has the Alcor Star, which is bizarre because this flag, it is connected to 1972, and I'm going to explain that in a moment. And if you don't know where this flag is, where this flag flies, it flies in Alaska. What are the odds? But so you see it has the Big Dipper on it, and you see that extra star. Well, the extra star is supposed to be I don't know, Sirius or something. I don't know. I don't really care. Polaris, whatever star, it doesn't matter. The fact is that when you look at the Big Dipper, you see 7 stars. Unless you have perfect 20/20 vision, then you'll see the 8th star, which is the Alcor star. So the Big Dipper actually has 8 stars if you can see the 8th star, which we know about the number 8 and all that. I talk about that often. However, the man who created this flag, he was a 7th grader when he created it. His name was Benny Benson. And Benny Benson died. Well, first of all, let me back up. The flag was created, this design was created in 1927. 27, you reverse that, you got what? 72. Benny Benson, the 7th grader who was 6th or 7th grade, who made this flag, made the design for this flag, just so happens to have died in 1972, connecting the 1972 to the Alaskan flag. And there's other things about Alaska too that happened in significance with 1972, and I'm going to explain that in a moment. However, Benny Benson also, before he died, had 2 daughters, and one of his daughters' name was Charlotte. And I am going to be going to Alaska, and I have a friend who is going to be going with me, and her name is also Charlotte. So it's like one of those things is like, what are the odds? We had already planned to take this trip to Alaska before I found out about the flag, before I found out about Benny Benson dying in 1972. Like I said, it connects the flag. And before I found out about his daughter named Charlotte, which is bizarre because I sent that to her and showed her his daughter's name, and she's like, what are this? She's like, this is just so bizarre. And I'm like, yeah, well, this is where I have to go. So yeah, I'm going to be taking a trip to Alaska because I'm pretty damn sure that there's a portal there. It's probably in game for me. I think this is like going to be the final destination. I am going to be doing a trip before I go to this trip, looking for another portal, but I'm pretty damn sure the Alaska is going to be the mother of all trips, the mother of all destinations for me. This is my flag, and if I really wanted to claim all this, I could claim that Alaska belongs to me because I am the Alcor. It's kind of silly, but anyhow, if you really look into it and you guys really want to know where I'm going, I can give you a clue. It just so happens that where this portal is that I'm looking for in Alaska has connections to the FBI, the head of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover. He has connections to somebody that something happened in 1972 in Alaska. And by the way, J. Edgar Hoover also died in 1972. So yeah, very bizarre, but I kind of wanted to share this with you guys. And I did get my flag, and I don't know what else to say. This is just another one of those things where there's overwhelming evidence that points me in a certain direction. And so anyhow, let me explain something real fast before I close this video out. Before I went to Utah, there was a bunch of things that were adding up that were sending me in that direction. Just like what's sending me here in this direction. Before I went to the Serpent Mound, there was a bunch of things that added up that sent me in that direction. Same thing that happened the last time I went down to my trip, my very recent trip that I took with Charlotte, who went with me because she wanted to see the Mothman Museum, when we went there, and like this very bizarre thing happened where we got on the road to leave to go to Serpent Mound, and somehow we ended up going right back to the site where Mothman was first spotted in Point Pleasant. And it was just really like, we ended back in Point Pleasant, and it was like, it defied logic. It just didn't even make any sense how we got there when we were going west, and that would have been northeast, or actually it would have been completely east, and we were driving west, but somehow we ended up back at Point Pleasant east, and it just did not make any sense at all. So yeah, so for me to take this trip and to go out to Alaska, I am going to say, at all the other times that I've constantly said I don't expect anything to happen, I'm just going to go to see if something's going to happen. And every single time I go on one of these trips, there's always anomalies. There's always very strange things that happen. And if you watch those videos I just posted with the recaps, you can see that. And if you listen to the videos that me and Tintin did where we talked about what happened in Utah, there's still so much more that we're unpacking about Utah, trying to understand all the stuff that happened, and trying to, recount all of our steps and everything that led up to going there. And there's just so much involved. Be it short of actually having another alien species pop up on video and just saying, hey, here we are, hello, how are you doing? There's just like, there's so much evidence and so much stuff there. I guess it would be kind of more like, I don't really watch the X-Files, but maybe kind of like the X-Files in a way. I'm not really into the show. I'm not really into all of that type of alien investigation stuff. I never have been. I've never been into the UFO stuff or anything like that. So that makes it even more apparent that I'm not the type of person who set out to try to find crazy things. Literally, there are things that lead me in the directions that I'm going. I would not be going out to Alaska, which is where now there's a show in Alaska where it's about aliens and UFOs. That's just about that state in Alaska. And I wouldn't just be going out there just to do it. Here's a good way for me to explain that. I'm sure you guys have heard of that ranch, whatever that ranch is called, that everybody seems to Skinwalker Ranch. I don't care about Skinwalker Ranch. I have no desire to ever go to Skinwalker Ranch. I don't even have any desire to watch anything on Skinwalker Ranch. Do you know why? Because there's nothing that's pointing me in that direction. There's no 1972. There's no 172. There's nothing that points me in that direction. However, in Alaska, I'm being led there because their state flag has the Big Dipper, which is where the Alcor is. And by the way, in that state, their animal is the bear, and the bear is in the Alcor constellation. So yeah, and the flag, the guy who created the flag in 1927 died in 1972. So yes, it's definitely leading me there. It's pulling me in that direction. And like I said, if you want to know exactly kind of around the area that I'm going to go to, you can look up the 1972 things that happened in Alaska, and you would pretty much know where I'm headed. And with that, enjoy the rest of the time that you guys have left.
I am broadcasting on all AM frequencies. I will be at the South Street Seaport every day at midday when the sun is highest in the sky. If you are out there, if anyone is out there, I can provide food, I can provide shelter, I can provide security. If there's anybody out there, anybody, please, you are not alone.